بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. We have with the conversation. Right? I mean the okay. Okay. So we said we're gonna start today with the introduction book dealing with the Arabic grammar. The sisters, is it clear? This audio, is it Grumsy? Okay. So today's lesson, inshallah ta'ala, will be introducing the usage of pronouns. Now, pronouns, they are words that substitute a noun or a noun phrase. Right? That's pronoun in English. Right? And in Arabic. For instance, him in I saw him. Right? Which could refer to seeing Muhammad. So you have the actual noun, I saw Muhammad. Now if I replace this noun with him, or I have the in a following up question, I can replace Muhammad with him, right? That him is called a pronoun, right? It's representing the noun Muhammad. Or the word he in, he is coming, referring to Muhammad is coming, and so on, right? And it can replace an entire phrase, as we will see, inshallah ta'ala. Now, a lot of times I add the English definition for a lot of these English terminology, because from experience, sometimes you think you use in English words, but a lot of people don't know what it's referring to, right? Because it's terminology within the grammar of English language. Everyone understands what is a pronoun, right? In English, Khalil? Like when we did the sentence structure, you have the word, the mubtad and the khabar. And if you try to explain what's khabar and say it's predicate, right? So far, based on experience, the majority of people don't know what's predicate. You know what's a predicate? Predicate? Who know what's a predicate? Put your hand up, if you know. Huh? English. So you get one hand, half hand. Right? So that's a pronoun. Similarly with the word preposition, right? And this shows what I mentioned before. The grammar is not important, right? Those are English grammar terminology, but you have no issue speaking and understanding English. Or to be more precise, for someone hold a statement, hold me accountable for it. It's not important, it's not the main thing in the beginning of studying the language, right? It's not the main thing. Now, for the classical Arabic and the Quran, yeah, definitely, you cannot gain a proper understanding without the grammar. But in the beginning, studying and developing, you don't really need much grammar. Now, because this is a crash course and not a year program, right, the idea is to introduce a lot of these structures to know how the Arabic language operates. So now here we have some pronouns in sentences. We have the examples of the pronouns here. Now this here, it's technically 3 different type of pronouns in Arabic combined into one table. But we're going to try to just comprehend it from an English perspective right now, just for the sake of understanding it. Right? This is not a categorization in the Arabic language. In English, there are 2 general groups of pronouns. You have the subject pronoun and you have the object pronoun. Right? And then, in general, and then you have the, what you call it, like the possessive pronoun, which is a branch from those 2. Now, in Arabic, you can have subject pronoun, you can have object pronoun, and there's also the object pronoun can be further subcategorized into joint pronoun and disjoint pronoun. It's right here. Right? So you can have within the object, you can have the joint pronoun, disjoint pronoun. In English, all the pronouns are disjoint. What do you mean joint and disjoint? So for example, like if you look at the English column all the way to the left here, right? I, me, my, your, we, us. None of these words, you attach it as a suffix or a prefix to the word. But if you look here in the Arabic side, you see you have ana here, that's a pronoun. Then you have the ni here, right? That's a pronoun, but notice joined to the word. You have the ya here, right? You see you have the ka, it's joined. The anta, disjoint. Right? That is what you meant by joint and disjoint. That's just an introduction. Don't worry about all of those and the technicality behind it. We just want the general meaning right now. And to understand the general meaning, we're going to base it off the English language. It's going to be easier in the beginning. So you have, for example, with the first person, you have I, me, and my. Right? These 3 examples. Now, I and me, this is object and subject pronoun. My is, that's more possessive pronoun, right? So, for example, if you want to say, I am a Muslim, you say, Ana Muslim. Now, Ana Muslim, representing whoever you are, right? Ahmad is a Muslim and Ahmad is speaking. He say, Ana Muslim. I am a Muslim. Now, as I said, right now, just understand what is corresponding to in Arabic. When you say this in English, if you want to say it in Arabic, you say it like this in Arabic. Right? That is all we want you to get at the moment. Me, right? So, for example, you have Allah created me. You're not going to say Allah created I. Right? That is not proper English. Right? You say Allah created me. So how you say that, we know khalaqa is created. Allah khalaqa. Now how you add the me, you say ni. Right? Allahu khalaqa ni. Now this noon, originally or officially, it's the ya alone, right? The same as the my. The me and the my, the same thing. Now this noon, you put this noon when you use the pronoun, this me pronoun, next to a verb. When you use the me pronoun, next to a verb, you put the noon. Why you put the noon? So remember, you have, like, let's say the word kitab means book. You want to say the book of me. English we say my book. We're going to come to that, right? My book. What you say? Kitabi. Right? That ba changed the kasra to sud the ya. Now verbs, you can't do that with verbs. You can't break the letter of the vowel of the verbs. So you have to come with this noon to prevent the verb from being breaking, because you can't pronounce this ya without a kasra. So if you didn't put this noon, you would have say khalaqi, Allahu khalaqi, but you can't do that to the verb. So that's why this noon is there, right? I just put it together for easy understanding. So the actual pronoun is the ya. Now what is it you call the noon? Noon, you call it the noon al-wiqaya, the noon of protection, protecting the verb from being broken, right? From the vowel of the verb from being changed. Now if all of those things sound confusing, don't worry about any of those things. You just know, if you want to say created me, you say khalaqani, right? You want to say the teacher give me, you say a'ta. A'ta means he gave ni. That's what you want to understand right now. Understand? Right? All of those what I just explained, none of those are important right now. Even if you die without understanding it, no problem. Right? And for example, hit. If you want to say he hit me, what's hit? Daraba. He hit me, daraba ni. You're not going to say darabi. Right? You can say daraba ni. Right? What else you can say with me? With anything with me. He loves me. Ahabba ni. Right? And so on. Now you have my. It's another type of pronoun which is more to show possession. We did some of this before, right? Like kitabi, my book. Qalami, my pen. Now why these are the most famous pronouns that are being used, and why I put them together so you can see the similarity in Arabic. So for the me and the my is technically the same, but just because the me is normally used with a verb, you put that noon there. Now with the others, it's going to be even clearer. So now you have you, right? You are a Muslim, anta Muslim. Allah created you. Now it's English is the same you. The word itself is same, but in the first sentence, you are a Muslim, you there is a subject, right? Subject mean you are the topic, you are the one we're talking about, you're the focal point. Right? In the second one, Allah created you. You are not subject anymore. You are the object. Meaning you are the thing upon which the action was done. Right? Allah created you. So it's a different you, even though the word is the same. Clear? Now this you here in Arabic is ka. So Allahu khalaqa ka. Allahu khalaqa ka. Right? Allah created you. Now you have the your. Your, Allah is your Lord. Allahu Rabbuka. So now note for the Arabic, these two the same. Right? Allah created you. Allah is your Lord. And we did many examples of this one here, right? The my and the your and the us and the our, sorry. So for example, your book, kitabuka. Your pen, qalamuka. Right? Your house, baituka. Right? Now if I say I saw you, it's going to be the same ka. Ra'aytu ka. Right? I gave you. A'taitu is I give. A'taitu ka. Right? I meet you, or he met you, qabala ka, right? All of them is going to be ka. Then you have the first person plural. We. We are Muslims. Nahnu muslimun. Nahnu muslimun. Allah created us. Allahu khalaqa na. Allahu khalaqa na. So this entire na representing us. And also the na representing our. Allahu Rabbuna. Allahu Rabbuna. Allah is our Lord. Our class. Fasluna. Our house. Baitu na. Right? So these two in Arabic, as I said, is the same thing. Right? Is the same thing. Now for English, here is you have we, us, and our. Three different words in English, right? But in Arabic, you only have two. One word for the subject and one word for the, whether it's the object or whether it's the, what you call it, the possessive pronoun. And remember those object, subject, possessive pronoun based on English comprehension, right? English comprehension. But in Arabic, they don't list it as, they don't list it as possessive pronoun. They list it as a different, either a pronoun, or don't worry about that, accusative pronoun or nominative pronoun and all those fancy words that they have. That's if you translate it too. Right? So then you have he, him, and his. Now he is a Muslim, who a Muslim. Allah created him. Allahu khalaqahu. Allahu khalaqahu. Now remember he said with who, right? It can be he sometimes for easy pronunciation. Right? So you have here Allahu Rabbuhu. Allah is his Lord. His house is going to be Baituhu, his house. Right? Now if I say in his house, you can say fi baiti he. Now we change it to he. Why? Because it's easier to say with the T. Right? Fi baiti he. When we say baitu hu, easy. Baiti he. But if you got to say baiti hu, right? It's more difficult. And the Arabic language, that's how it operates something. You just change something just to make it easy. And there's lots of things that they change it to make it easy to pronounce. Right? Sometimes they change an entire letter to a whole different letter to make it easy to pronounce. So you note again, the him and the his, same thing, right? The him and the his is the same thing. Hiya muslimatun, she is a Muslim. Allahu khalaqaha, Allah created her. Allahu rabbuha, Allah is her Lord. All right, you have ha and ha. Hum muslimun, they are Muslims. Allahu khalaqahum, Allah created them. Allahu rabbuhum, Allah is their Lord. Right? Now here, all of them, same thing. Right? Here, all of them. Hum. Right? But it's different type of hum, but is the same thing. Like how we have which one of them was you have you and you here, right? Then you have your. Here you have three different things in English, right? Here you have three different things again. She, her. Say the last two the same. So for both language, they have fluctuation a little bit. So what you got to do as a template, memorize the entire table, just this part of the table, right? Memorize the entire table, just this one, just the example. Ana Muslim, I am a Muslim. Allahu khalaqani, Allah created me. Allahu Rabbi, Allah is my Lord. Right? So that's a template you're going to use. Now it's going to take a while. You repeat it 50 times today, tomorrow, the next day, right? Then you forget it, then you got to go back to it next week, and it might take you a whole period of 5 months, 6 months maybe before this table stick with you. But what's going to happen? It's going to stick with you, and inshallah it's going to be a template for the next 2 years, 3 years, until you get a good grasp of the language, right? And that 6 months is gonna gone. So don't look at how long it might take. Just start and memorize it. Note these pronouns can also mean it or its, meaning the he and the she pronoun, right? And we mentioned that many times. He and she can be referred to as it. Al-qalam maksur, the pen is broken, right? Huwa fil haqiba, it is in the bag, right? Al-qalam fil haqiba, the pen is in the bag. Huwa fil haqiba, it is in the bag. Now remember the it, referring to what? The pen, not the bag, referring to the pen. So you can say huwa. Now if you want to say the bag, referring to the bag is on the table, and you want to say it is on the table, you can say here for the bag.
I was going to ask, like, how do you know if it's huwa or hiya? Because you would know because of the
Yeah, generally, if the it is masculine, you can say huwa. If the it is feminine, you can say hiya. One of the general ruling is one second. See some. One of the general ruling is the ta marbuta. Okay, before we go to that, everything clear on this part? Right, just the general comprehension right now.
Is there any exceptions to, like, whether or not it's masculine or feminine?
Don't worry with that. Right, like I said, don't try to understand everything one shot. Right now, just follow the pattern. Right, you can get exception in everything. Okay. So we have some examples here. Is the mic still clear for the sisters? For those following on the YouTube, if there is any technical issue, post it in the comments of the chat. So we had read, contemplate, and comprehend. Right? Ahmad yaqra'u al-Qur'ana fil masjid. Ahmadu yaqra'u al-Qur'an fil masjid. Now here we have a typo. Anybody? What's the mistake? Ahmadu yaqra'u al-Qur'an fil masjid. Right? Al-Qur'ana. It's supposed to be Al-Qur'ana. Right? Yeah, the noon should have a fatha. Make sure you correct that, inshallah. Huwa rajulun salihun. Huwa rajulun salihun. So Ahmad is reading the Quran in the masjid. He is huwa, right? He is rajulun salihun. What is rajulun salihun? righteous man, right? And that, so here we have the noun and adjective composition, right? Structure. Huh? Okay. Now, one note again, if I say he is a righteous man, and I say the man is righteous, the expression is different, right? But the general meaning is the same. You can say literally, technically, I'm still describing the man as being righteous. But when we say this is an adjective or a descriptive word, we're talking about a specific formation in the grammar, right? So don't confuse yourself between the literal meaning of a grammar terminology and what that terminology is referring to specifically in the sentence. Right? Some people, they get confused with that. He is righteous, right? Or the man is righteous, sorry. And the righteous man, both you can say linguistically, literally, you're describing the person to be righteous, right? But when we're talking about the grammar of the sentence, one is a subject and predicate construction, structure, meaning you have a subject and you informing about the subject. And the other one is a noun and adjective, right? So don't confuse between those things. And they're going to have some other technical terminology that might even be more confusing compared to the literal meaning. But if you keep remember that, you're not going to be in any trouble, inshallah. All right. Let's pause for the adhan and we continue, inshallah. Just switch on right here, don't yeah, this is.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله.
Okay. So Ahmad يقرأ القرآن في المسجد. Ahmad is reading the Quran in the masjid. هو رجل صالح. He is a righteous man. الشراب حلو. Sharab is the drink, right? Hulwun, sweet. Fihi, in it. Sukkarun kathirun, right? Plenty sugar. So the here referring to the drink, right? In it. Fihi. Now why you say fihi and not fihu for easy pronunciation, right? Fihi and not fihu for easy pronunciation. Al-miftahu maksurun. The key is broken. Huwa ala al-kitabi. It is on the book. Huwa ala al-kitabi. It is on the book. We have a little exercise here, going to be for homework, inshallah. Now, before we go to the next one, now these are the main adjectives, pronouns. We're going to add one or two more. You have, here we have whom for they and them and their, as in masculine. Now the feminine form is what? Hunna. The feminine form is hunna, right? The same ha with a noon and a shadda instead of mim, right? The same ha with a noon and a shadda, hunna, right? In the next, we're going to add it inshallah. In the next one, we're going to add that. Hunna. So hunna is the feminine form. The they, them, and their for the feminine. So you want to say they are Muslims, right? Referring to a group of women. You're not going to say hum muslimun. You're going to say hunna muslimat, right? You're going to use Muslims, now the feminine Muslims, right? Muslimat. Now if it's a mixed group, both men and women are in the group, you use hum, right? Anytime there is mixed gender in a group, you always use the masculine pronoun or the masculine adjective word. So you want to say Allah created them, referring to a group of anything feminine, right? It can be you referring to people, it can be you referring to animals, you can be referring to anything. You're going to say Allahu khalaqa hunna, right? Allahu khalaqa hunna. Allah created them. Allah is their Lord, referring to a group of female women. You're going to say Allahu rabbu hunna, right? Allahu rabbu hunna. And hunna is many places of the Quran, right? Hunna libasun lakum wa antum libasun lahun. Right? You have 4 different, what do you call it? Pronouns used there. Right? Let me write a verse before we go. There's a nice example. Where is the pen? You didn't complete the setup, technician. Right? So you have hunna libasun right? So we have You're here live on YouTube. So we have, clear? Hunna is what? They, feminine. Referring to who? No, not all women. Who specifically? Wives, right? It's referring to the wives. Spell wives, right? Right? They are clothing. Libas is clothing. La is right for. Right? This la is the li. The la and the li. But same thing. Something you put la, something you put li, same thing for it. Depends on what's going to flow easier. Kum is you. Right? You all. You all. Kum is you all. It's not mentioned there. And then you have for them. There is they, and then you have for them. Now you translate this one as them. Same wording generally, but it look like the same spelling, you can say better. Same spelling, but that one is they, and this one is them. And then here is you. You all. So this is the plural for anta. See, we have anta. The plural for anta is antum. And this is the plural for the ka. Right? That's the plural for the ka. The kum, the plural for the ka, and the antum is the plural for the anta. So if I speak into one person, I say anta. Talib, you are a student. I speak into more than one, I say antum tullab, right? If I want to say, I saw you, meaning I'm speaking to one person, Khalil. I saw you, say ra'aytu ka. Ra'aytu, I saw, right? Ra'aytu ka, I saw you. Now I want to say, I saw you all, the students. I can say ra'aytu kum. Ra'aytu kum. Clear? So we're going to pause for the salah, inshallah, and resume at 5:30. But we always say 5:30, but by the time we finish, salah is a little tight. 5:30, everybody should try to be back by 5:30. We're going to start as soon as we can get back. Latest 5:35, right? 5:35, the latest, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. So we came to the end of this chapter. Now you have this general exercise going to be homework, and there's two other homework after this, right? You have tomorrow. Today is Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right? It's not due tomorrow. It's due Thursday. So you have this. The second, you have to find, right? Someone can write it out too and post it in the group. Find 5, why not? Yeah, 5 examples of the word mathal. Right, we did the word mathal in the Quran. As a mudaf. Right, you know the mudaf ilay construction. So 5 examples with just the word mathal. Right, you're gonna, and it's easy, right? Most Quran app, Quran Android, they have, what is the equivalent for Quran Android on iPhone? They have an equivalent. It has a different name. You just type in the word mathal, and it's going to show up. Right? But remember, I want it as in the mudaf ilay construction. and you write out the complete phrase. Don't just write the two words. Write out whatever complete phrase going to give you a proper sentence or a phrase that at least you have some understanding. Right? One example, Mathalul Jannah, right? The parable or the likes or the description of Jannah. Mathalul Jannati allati wu'ida al-muttaqun. Right? That the believers have been promised. Now the word mathal in that sentence specifically, we said it means what? And who remember? It means description, right? But it's still in the mudaf ilay. The description of Jannah that the believers have been promised.
You want us to find mathalan as a parable, not exact. You want us to find the example or parable?
I want 5 examples from the Quran with the word mathal. The main thing is that it's in the mudaf ilay construction, right? The mudaf wal mudaf ilay, meaning it comes as a mudaf.
It doesn't matter meaning.
No, but you got to write the meaning. You got to write the meaning. That is one. The second, you're going to find 5 other examples of the mudaf and the mudaf ilay, apart from mathal, right? Like Kitabullah, the book of Allah, Kalamullah, the speech of Allah, with in a sentence. Make sure it's in a sentence. Right? Then you have the third homework. No, that's the fourth. Whereas the first one is the homework from the book. The second one is 5 examples of mathal. The third is 5 general other examples. What am I saying? The first is the general examples. The second is the 5 example of mathal. The third is the 5 examples of other general examples of the mudaf wal mudaf ilay. And the last is all from the Quran. And the last is 10 examples. 10 too much? No. The next one is going to be easy. Even if I say 20 examples or 50 examples, it's going to be easy.
Give us to Monday.
10 examples of these pronouns in the Quran. 10 examples of these pronouns in the Quran. But you can't give 2 of the same one. Right? How many we did here? Right? Here we did. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many groups? 5 or 6 groups? 5, right? 15 we have here, and then we just add 2 on the board. So you have 16, 17. Out of that, 10. We want 10 examples, right? You can find almost, maybe you can find all right in Juz Amma and Juz Tabarak of these pronouns.
Can one be like here, meaning it, and one be
Remember, the example's got to be in a complete sentence, right? The complete sentence, and write the meaning of the sentence.
From page 18.
Yeah. Page 8, the pronouns from page 18, and also you can use the 2 that we mentioned in the book, antum and hunna, no problem. But don't repeat the same pronoun. Now note, here we have who as him and who as his is 2, right? It's not 1. Who as him and who as his is 2. Na as us and na as our is 2. Right, so you find one of na as us and one of na as our is going to be considered. Is going to be considered 2. we're going to take the conversation, and then we're going to go to the next lesson tomorrow. Tomorrow, yes, inshallah. Let's switch to the conversation, inshallah. Okay, we finish here, right? As I noticed, a sister sent a message in the group. Any message, I mean, in the WhatsApp group, any message during the class, for the class, send it in the what you call it, the Meet chat or the YouTube chat, but the Meet chat is better. Or you can just, during the end of the conversation, just ask the question, no problem. Now, rajulun salihun means, by itself, going to mean a righteous man, right? Rajulun salihun by itself going to mean a righteous man. If the righteous man going to be ar-rajul as-salih, right? Ar-rajulu salih. Ar-rajulu salih. And the man is righteous. Ar-rajulu salih. Again, a righteous man, rajulun salihun. Right? Now, if you stop on the vowels, as you do when you read or speak Arabic, you say rajulun salih. Right? Rajulun salih. Pronounce all the vowels. Rajulun salihun. Should I write?
Yes.
All right. Rajulun salihun. Right? Or rajulun salihun, rajulun salih. So this is a righteous man. Then you have ar-rajulu as-salih. The righteous man. And then you have ar-rajul, ar-rajulu salih. Right? Ar-rajulu salih or ar-rajulu salihun. The man is righteous. Right? Now, when do you say this, and when you say this, and when do you say this, is up to you. Right? It's going to be based on your context and everything and what you want to say. Now, if you want to say a righteous man, this is how you say it. Rajulun salih. You want to say the righteous man, you say ar-rajulu salih. And the man is righteous. Ar-rajulu salihun. Ar-rajulu salihun. So this and this, these are noun and adjective construction, right? Noun with its adjective. Everything matching, right? No alif and lam, no alif and lam. In other words, nakira, nakira, right? Indefinite, indefinite. Dhamma, dhamma, singular, singular. Same thing here, right? Now you have definite, definite, everything else same. Dhamma, dhamma, singular, singular. Then here, it's not noun and adjective. Is you have a subject and you're informing about this subject. The man is righteous, right? Now with this, you don't, to give this meaning, all you got to do is take out the alif and lam. Right? Don't, like I said again, don't try frustrate yourself to understand why it's like this and like this. Just know that when it's like this is going to be the meaning. When it's like this is going to be the meaning. And when it's like this is going to be the meaning right now. Right? That's the main thing right now. Now the general meaning is the same, right? You're talking about the man being righteous. But the expression is different and it's used in different contexts. Now here, the man is righteous is a complete sentence. The righteous man, if you just walk in the door and say the righteous man, everybody's still waiting. What about the righteous man? Right? Same thing. You walk in the door and say a righteous man. Incomplete sentence. Right? But this is a complete sentence. The man is righteous. Now, if you take different word and follow the same pattern, right? So, for example, you have the word mujtahid. What's mujtahid? Right? Hard working. Mujtahid. So, rajulun mujtahidun gonna be a hard-working man. Ar-rajulu al-mujtahid, right? Ar-rajulu al-mujtahid. Ar-rajulu al-mujtahid. Gonna be the hard-working man. And ar-rajulu mujtahid gonna mean the man is hard-working. Now, if I change this here to let's say imra'a. Now imra'atun means a woman, right? So now if you change that, you got to change here to match. You're going to say imra'atun salihatun. Going to be a righteous, right, woman. And then you're going to say now when you add alif and lam to this word, you don't really use al-mar'atu. Al-mar'atu as-salihah. As-salihatu. Right? The righteous woman. The righteous woman. This word, imra'a, woman, have a few words. Now, if you use this word, when you want to say the woman, they use it with al-mar'a, right? Al-mar'a. Now, what's the plural for mar'a? Nisa, right? Woman. The plural for imra'a, mar'a, right? So the word woman, depending how you use it, they get a different word for it. It's one of those words that don't have a plural from its what you call it? Its singular form. And the plural of it don't have a singular from its plural form. Compared to like rajul, right? From the same words, same letters, you have rijal. So al-mar'atu as-salihatu gonna be the righteous woman. And if you say al-mar'atu salihatun, it's going to mean, if you say al-mar'atu salihatun, right? The woman is righteous. The woman is righteous. Right? Where is the word imra'ah in the Quran? In many places. Tabbat yada abi lahabi wa tab wa mra'atuhu. Right? It's a good example. Wa mra'atuhu. Now what's this who? The who that we did just now. Him. Him. I'm sorry, his. His, right? Now, why you say wa mura'atuhu and not wa imra'atuhu? Because this alif here is hamzatul wasl. Sorry, it's not here. This alif here is hamzatul wasl, right? This is a different alif. The alif that is from the word imra'a is hamzatul wasl. So in other words, you don't pronounce it in the middle. So you say wa mura'atuhu, right? His woman, meaning his wife, right? When it's used like that in attribution, it means wife. His wife, right? Here they say his lady, his mistress, right? They have similar expressions, so don't look at it strange. In Arabic, they say his imra'a. Wa mura'atuhu, his wife. Also, where? Huh? Right? ضرب الله مثلا امرأة نوح وامرأة لوط. Right? ضرب الله مثلا. Allah strike the parable للذين كفروا, for those who disbelieve. What is the parable? امرأة نوح, امرأة نوح, right? The wife of Nuh, وامرأة لوط, and the wife of Lut. Where else? Huh? No. A next example with imra'ah. Huh? Wa mura'atuhu qa'imatun. Which surah? Dhariyat. Not there is a verse? No, that is not in Dhariyat. It's Dhariyat. Right? Imra'atul Aziz, the wife of the Aziz. Right? وَمْرَأَتُهُ قَائِمَةٌ فَضَحِكَتْ. The وَمْرَأَتُهُ, his wife, standing فَضَحِكَتْ. And she laughed. Referring to the wife of Ibrahim in the story of when the angel came and they told Ibrahim that they're going to destroy the people of Lut, right? His wife was standing and she heard and she laughed. Right? وَمْرَأَتُهُ قَائِمَةٌ فَضَحِكَتْ. And there are many other examples. Okay, so we are on the Al-Wahda Al-Khamis, right? The fifth unit. First, Al-Hiwarul Awwal, the first conversation, meaning from the fifth unit. Unzur wastami' wa'a'id. Look, listen, and repeat. Look, listen, and repeat. So here we have a conversation between Qasim and Salim. Qasim and Salim. Qasim, كم وجبة تأكل في اليوم؟ كم وجبة تأكل في اليوم? We did kam, right? Kam means how many? Wajba means meal. Wajba means meal. Ta'kulu means you eat, right? Ta'kulu means you eat. Where is the you? It's built in. Fil yawm, right? In the day. Right? In the day. Mean during the day. Fil yawm, in the in the day. Now remember we mentioned when you're asking how many, the thing that you're asking how many of it, that thing, if it's mentioned in the sentence take, it's in the singular form, right? Salim, he say, Akulu thalatha wajabatin. Akulu thalatha wajabatin. I eat 3 meals. Akulu thalatha wajabatin. I eat 3 meals. Al-fatura wal-ghada'a wal-asha. Right? Al-fatur, what is fatur? Breakfast. Wal-ghada' is the lunch. Right? Wal-asha is dinner. Right? Now, fatur, breakfast, we all know iftar, right? The iftar, breakfast. So fatur is the meal you eat, the breakfast. Why you call it breakfast? Because you're not eating when you sleep. So when you wake up, you break that fast that you fasted while sleeping. Right? A linguistic fast while sleeping. So you call it breakfast. Same thing in Arabic, right? Fatur from the iftar. Right? I'm showing how to link it, so don't mix up which is dinner and lunch. Right? And ghada is lunch, is the meal you eat at the end of the morning, period. Right? And in the Quran you have bil ghuduwi in many places in the morning, right? Fil ghadati in the morning period. Those words ghudu and ghadat referring to the morning period. So that's the ghada. And Isha is what? Isha is the time that you pray Isha. And the meal that you eat during the Isha time, you call it the Asha. Right? So easy. Right? Remember, Isha is a time of the day. Salatul Isha is the salah of that time of the day. Right? Now there's two general, when you say Isha by itself, it's referring to there's, what you call it, twilight is over. But during the period of twilight can also be referred to as an Isha. So if you eat your Asha during that time, it's still Asha. Right? If you eat your Asha, your dinner, in Maghrib time, it's also a part of the general time of Isha. That's why you call Maghrib and Isha Al-Isha'ain. So if you read in a hadith Al-Isha'ain, the two Ishas mean Maghrib and Isha. Clear? Qasim. Now, so we have Qasim and Salim. So this got to be Salim, this got to be Qasim here, right? هذا كثير جدا. This is a lot. جدا, very a lot. Very much, right? This is very plenty. Right? You know, جدا means very. كثير means a lot. Right? Very good. جيد جدا. جيد, good. جدا, very. Now, we mentioned what was the literal meaning of the word جدا. Like how we did the literal meaning of hal. Hal means, when you say kaifa haluk, is like when we say in English, how are you? Right? Now we go about asking how are you. In Arabic, they go about asking how is your state. Right? That's their expression. Even though there is a sentence for how are you? Kaifa ant. Right? Kaifa ant. So, jiddan literally means what? What is jiddan? Who remember? We didn't mention it in this class? Or you mentioned it in the other class? But some of you was there though, I know that. What is jiddan? Start with S. And jiddan, what's jiddan? Where is we see Uncle Fazal. Bro, Uncle Fazal get too much on his head right now. Eh? It is generally translated as very. Like Jayyid Jiddan, very good. Tayyib Jiddan, very good. Kathir Jiddan, very much, very plentiful. Right? Jiddan literally means seriously. Jiddan literally means seriously. So when you say this is هذا كثير جدا, literally it means seriously a lot. Right? You know, you say seriously, serious, seriously, sharp, cheese. Right? Jayididjan. If you want to emphasize the kathir, if you say kathir is a lot, you want to emphasize it, you say kathir jiddan. Yeah. So, okay, so now this one. Serious, everyone knows what is serious. Serious means you're serious, right? No doubt about it. Maybe doubt is not the right. But how you explain serious? That is your homework, right? Let me finish the chapter because we going half board. So the literal meaning we said of jiddan is serious, right? So it's clear how it can use foreign expression, and we use it in English, right? Somebody this thing is you can say very important, seriously important. One other word you can use. Right? In the hadith where the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, there are three things: jidduhunna jid, wa hazluhunna jid. There are three things. The jid of them is jid, meaning the serious of it is serious, and the joke of it is serious. Meaning if you're serious about it or you joke about it, it's both going to be taken seriously. Amongst it, the three things is what? The nikah, the talaq, and the khula. The nikah, right? What is nikah? Marriage, proposal, and acceptance. So let me say, someone was to jokingly say to a person, I marry you to my daughter. And he'd say, I accept. He can't say I was joking. Right? So the serious of it is serious. So that is the default. Everybody's serious. Nobody say I marry you to my daughter jokingly. Right? So it's serious. And even if he was a joke about it, it's serious. It's going to be taken that you married off your daughter. That's it. No joke. Same thing with the divorce. Somebody say, I divorce you, clearly, and then he's going to say, I was joking. The joke of it is serious, and the serious of it is serious. The point of it is not the ruling, it is the word jid. Right? Jidduhunna jid, wa hazluhunna jid. Right? Hazl means joke, mockery. Right? Innahu laqawlun fasl, wa ma huwa bil hazl. Right? Ma huwa bil hazl. It's no joke. The Quran is not a joke or a mockery. So you say, هذا كثير جدا, right? This is a lot, very much, a lot. أنا آكل, I eat, وجبة واحدة, one meal. I'm going to come back to the question from the sisters, inshallah. هذا قليل جدا, Salim respond, this is a little, very little, right? Qalil means small amount, little. Jiddan, so it's going to be very small amount, very little amount of food. ماذا تأكل في الغداء? So Qasim, he asks, what do you eat fil ghada, in the lunch, right? In the lunch. Now note how he is expressing. Translating literally, right? ماذا تأكل في الغداء? What you eat, what do you eat in the lunch? Right? Proper English, what you eat for lunch. Right? So if you want to express this in Arabic, say ماذا تأكل في الغداء. Now, sometimes there is multiple ways to express the same thing, right? As you learn, you use it. Salim, he say, Akulu al-lahma wal-dajaja wal-aruzza wal-khubza. Right? He say, Akulu, I eat, al-lahma, the meat, meaning I eat meat. Right? He's speaking generally. Wad dajaja, and chicken. Wal aruz, and rice. Wal khubz, and bread. Now I want focus here, right? Literally it means I eat the meat, the chicken, the rice, and the bread. Is he speaking about a specific chicken, meat, rice, and bread? So the context does not facilitate for that meaning. So what is meant is general. So you're going to translate, I eat meat, chicken, rice, and bread. So that alif and lam there is not referring to the something specific. It's referring to generally these things. Right? And that is one of the meaning of alif and lam. Right? Focus and note it. Don't get confused. The context is all. Now, if you take out the alif and lam, what's going to happen? You say, akulu lahman. You're going to mean, I eat a meat. Right? Definitely doesn't suit the context. Wa dajajan, and a chicken. Right? Wa aruzan, and a rice. Right? It doesn't suit the context. Right? He's not asking how much of these things he eating or something like that. So you can say, I eat a rice or I eat a chicken. You understand? Now the alif and lam, the alif and lam sometimes can mean, you don't mean the as in the something specific. You mean this thing as in this type of thing I eat. Right? This type. And that is what you call in Arabic bayan al-jins. And give you an example from the Quran. Many examples, right? You know, sometimes when you study tafsir, they said that this alif and lam is for li bayan al-jins. That is what they meant. What is meant is that the is not the something specific that you're talking about, you know about. No, it just want to cover this type of this thing. And the most famous example is wal asr innal insana lafi khusr. Right? Wal asr, by time. Inna, verily. Al insan is the mankind. Right? Verily, the mankind, literally, fi khusr is in loss. Now, is it referring to the mankind? Is there multiple mankind? Are you referring to the mankind, a specific mankind? No. Right? If you take out the word mankind, you say, verily, the man is in loss. Verily, the woman is in loss. Right? Meaning you're referring to, if you say it like that, you're referring to a specific man that everybody knew about. You understand? But that is not what is meant. What is meant, verily, mankind in general is in loss. So let's use a different example. Right? If I was to say, Inna tullab muhim. Verily, the students are important. Muhim, right? Muhim. Mim, the heavy ha, meaning the ha that's next to the waw, mim. Now, if the context we were talking about some students or something like that, right? And it's going to suit to say, verily, the students are important, meaning that's the students that we were talking about, right? You don't use this expression, verily, the something, unless you know, like, for example, if I say, verily, the book was great. If I just come and say, verily, the book was great, what are you going to ask me? Which book are you talking about? Right? You understand? When I can say, verily, the book is great, like, you all give me a book for a gift, and then the next day I come and I say, verily, the book was great. You're all going to know what I was talking about. Guys, it's there in your memory or present in something, right, that was preceded. Some mentioning was preceded of it. Whether physically mentioned or mentally mentioned or something. But if I was to say, Al-Kitab Muhim. Al-Kitab Muhim. Literally, it means the same thing. The book is important. But what I mean, I'm not speaking about, I didn't tell you about any book. You didn't give me any book. There's no mentioning of any book. What I mean is that books in general are important. Understand? What I mean? That books in general are important. So that alif and lam can do that. And if you understand this, it's going to help with a lot of things to clear up the confusion when it's the general meaning. Like here is the general meaning. I eat meat, chicken, rice, and bread. Right? You always find everyone they translate this accurately, right? But a few people understand how they get that translation. What happened to the alif and lam? The alif and lam is what give it the general meaning. Clear? As we come across, we're gonna point it out. If it's not clear, don't take worries. Inshallah, give it time, and it's gonna be clear. Context. Arabic is a lot of it to do with context, right? And if you find in difficulty with learning the Arabic, don't worry. It's rated the second most difficult language to learn, right? After amongst the well-spoken language today, right? Not talking about any extinct language or something. You have this is based on multiple what do you call it, ratings or surveys or whatever. They have the Mandarin Chinese or something, I think, that is on top, and then they have Arabic. Some places even put Arabic over the Chinese because the Chinese were given really difficulties the alphabet, right? Because they don't really have an alphabet. They have, I don't know what you call it. So if you going through some challenge, don't worry. You're doing good. You're the second most difficult language, right? Because you got a lot of things, there's a lot of things got to do with context. You got to keep your brains open. So, آكل اللحم والدجاج والأرز والخبز, right? I eat meat, chicken, rice, and bread. وماذا تأكل أنت? وماذا and what? ماذا تأكل? You eat. أنت, you, right? We did this you come across many times, right? What you eat. آكل السمك والسلطة والفاكهة. آكل السمك والسلطة والفاكهة. I eat. Now literally, if you translate the alif and lam, you're going to mean I eat the fish, the salad, and the fruit. Now which fish, which salad, and fruit? You're not talking about that, right? So it means I eat fish, salad, and fruit. Or you can use the plural in English, right? I eat fish, salad, and fruits. Clear? Right? Salata, salad. Fakiha. Right? If you pronounce the ta, you're going to say fakihata. Is fruits, right? And fakiha is in the Quran, right? Fiha fakiha. Wa fawaki. Fawaki is the plural. Right? It's a plural for fruits. Fawaki.
Why is these words have fatha?
You're gonna figure it out just now. We get a lesson coming up, but in the meanwhile, you try figure it out. Ma waznuk, Salim. What is your weight? Ma waznuk. Right? Wazn is weight. Ka, your, right? We just did this, right? Ka, your weight. This here is 60, right? Sittin, this is how you write 60 in Arabic. Sittin kilan, kilo, right? Meaning kilogram, right? Sittin kilan, 60 kilogram. Wama waznuk anta, and what is your weight? Your weight, mia kilin. Right? You read it mi'atu kilin. Mi'atu kilin. Now mi'a, you know everybody know how to write mi'a? How you write mi'a? Right? Mi'a. That's the classical way to write mi'a. Huh?
With the alif?
Yeah, with the aleph. right? That's the classical way to write Mia, the official way. Now, Quranic writing, you don't do analogy with it, right? How it was written by the companions, that's how they write it. They didn't write it precisely as regular writing, how it used to be. And then, obviously, we know writing advanced, right? The dots and so came in later. The fatha, the signs for the fatha, dam, and kasra, all of those came later. So they had more brain work to do then, right? That's Mia. So, sorry, I hope this thing doesn't look like it's merged there. Now the word Mia, so this here where they have, you're going to say Mi'atu kilin. What you notice here? Right? You notice the mudaf and mudaf ilay construction. That's how this word works. Right? We say in English 100 kilogram. In Arabic they say 100 of kilogram. Right? Mudaf, mudaf ilay. So the Mia, when it's used with something that you count in, right? You're going to always have a single vowel, no alif and lam, right? That's the ruling of the first word. And the second word going to take kasra state, right? If the word don't have an alif, it's going to be tanween kasra generally. And this dhamma can change. But the main thing is going to be one vowel, no alif and lam. Mia works that way. Also the word alf. You say alfu kilin. Works the same way. Excuse me. Right? 1,000 kilogram. In Arabic you say 1,000 of kilogram. Right? And we mentioned also the word from 3 to 10 works that way. Yeah. You say thalathatu, but you're going to use the plural, akyal. Now, with 100 and 1,000, the thing that you're counting after it is singular, right? So in English, you say in 100. Let me use a different. Let me say 100 cars. It's going to be mi'atu sayyaratin in Arabic, right? 100 cars. In Arabic, you're going to say 100 of car, right? That's how, if you translate every word literally. But obviously, it's not going to sound like that to the Arabs. But that's how the word works. So we have mi'atu kilin. It looked like a single kasra on the lam, right? So make sure you put an extra kasra on it there. Qasim, anta saminun jiddan, right? It's an interesting conversation. Salim, wa anta nahifun jiddan. Now you read it with good heart, right? They're not insulting each other. They're just describing for the conversation. Right? Anta, you are. Samin means fat or meaty. And jiddan, very. Or if you want to say seriously. And nahif means thin or slim. Right? Jiddan. Right? The word samin is mentioned in the Quran in a different form. Everyone knows the surah. This word is mentioned in the Quran, but not in the exact form, but it's the word. And yeah, the word samin also is mentioned in the Quran. Right? The word samin, faragha ila ahlihi, faja'a bi'ijlin samin. Right? He went to his family after the guest came, the guest of Ibrahim. Right, when the angels came and he didn't know who they were, they gave him salam, he gave them back salam. Then he bring the calf, present the calf, right? فَرَاغَ إِلَىٰ أَهْلِ. Raga means he went to them easily. He didn't make it known to the guests. He went to his family easily, right? فَجَاءَ. Then he came, with. Ajl means calf, right? The ajl means calf. Samin, fat, with a fat calf, right? In Surah Dhariyat. The other verse that we were mentioning, وَامْرَأَتُهُ قَائِمَةٌ فَضَحِكَتْ, that's in Surah Hud, right? That's in Surah Hud, not in Dhariyat. In Dhariyat is فَأَقْبَلَتْ إِمْرَأَتُهُ فِي صَرَّةٍ. And same, you have the word imra there too, right? فَأَقْبَلَتْ إِمْرَأَتُهُ. When you read those two together, فَأَقْبَلَتْ إِمْرَأَتُهُ. Where is the other word for samin in Surah Ghashiyah? La yusminu. Listen to the word. La yusminu. Right? We're talking about the foods of Jahannam. Right? How you write it in case you're not seeing it or visualizing it. La yusminu. Right? Yusminu. Right? See the same? Now what's yusmin? Yusmin means to make it samin. Yusmin means to make something samin. So the foods of hell, la yusmin, it doesn't make you fat, meaning it doesn't nourish you, right? Doesn't help you put on weight or body or anything. Wala yugni min al ju', and it doesn't suffice from hunger. Ju', right? Hunger. Ila fihim alladhi at'amahum min at'amahum min ju'. The one who fed them from their hunger. Okay, all right, the next one also from the 5th unit. Let's go straight to the conversation. So here we have conversation between al-mudifa and al-musafira. Al-mudifa and al-musafira. Who is the mudifa? The mudifa here is the air hostess. The mudifa is the hostess, the air hostess, right? You're in a plane. What? And the musafir is the female traveler. What are you asking? What do you call it? Flight attendant too? Female flight attendant. You don't call them air hostess? Air hostess, right? Air hostess, flight attendant, but the female, the male gonna be the mudif. The male is gonna be the mudif. Now, pay attention to this word. What does this word sound like? Daif, right? Also mudaf. But here, all of them is from the same root. Right? All of them from the same root. Now, daif is guest. And mudif is the one who hosts the guest. Right? The one who hosts the guest is the mudif. So she asking, now two females interacting. ماذا تطلبين من الطعام? Now, tatlubin means you request. Right? Or you are requesting. You request or you are requesting. And we did an example with remember, if she was asking a male, she would have asked him, Mada tatlubu? What are you requesting from the food? Right? There is the literal meaning. What are you requesting from the food? In English, you can say what you want from what you want to eat or something, right? So if you speak into a male, Mada tatlubu? Speaking to a female, ماذا تطلبين من الطعام? ماذا تطلبين من الطعام? بعض السمك والأرز من فضلك. بعض السمك right? Some fish. بعض السمك, some fish. بعض, some, السمك, fish. Now look again. Literally, it means some of the fish. But she is not speaking about something, fish specifically. She's speaking generally. So you can translate as some fish. Wal aruz, and some rice, min fadlik. Min fadlik means please, right? Min fadlik means please. Literally from your favor, right? Out of your favor, out of your virtue, right? Is a polite way of asking for something. You're not forcing them, commanding them. وَمَاذَا تَطْلُبِينَ مِنَ الشَّرَابِ, and what are you requesting from the drink, right? What you want to drink. مَاءً مِنْ فَضْلِكَ, right? مَاءً, some water, please. مَاءً مِنْ فَضْلِكَ, some water, please. Right, we all know ma, right? Water. Al-Mudifa, the flight attendant or the air hostess, she said, وَمَاذَا تَطْلُبِينَ وَمَاذَا تُفَضِّلِينَ مِنَ الْفَاكِهَةِ وَمَاذَا تُفَضِّلِينَ مِنَ الْفَاكِهَةِ. Now, تُفَضِّلِينَ means prefer, right? تُفَضِّلِينَ means prefer. So she's asking if she was asking a man, she will ask him, مَاذَا تُفَضِّلُ, what do you prefer? She's asking a female, ماذا تفضلين, what do you prefer, right? From the fruits. من الفاكهة, from the fruit. المسافرة, the traveler, she said, التمر أو العنب, right? Dates or the grapes, right? The date or the grape, or dates or grapes, right? Anyone you can say. Meaning with the translation. المضيفة هل تشربين الشاي, right? Are you drinking tea? General again, right? Are you drinking tea? هل تشربين الشاي؟ لا أفضل القهوة. No, أفضل القهوة. I prefer. Now I, right? أفضل القهوة. I prefer coffee, right? I prefer coffee. I prefer the coffee. I prefer coffee. Now note, shai, when you stretch it, means tea. And shay means thing, right? Shay, hal turidu shay, it means do you want? Hal turidu shay'a, do you want something? Hal turidu shay, do you want the thing? But if you say hal turidu shay without any hamza at the end, also means tea. Al-mudifa al-qahwa bil-halib, meaning the qahwa, the coffee with al-halib. Halib is milk, right? Meaning you want tea with milk. Na'am al-qahwatu bil-halib, the coffee with milk, right? Al-musafira shukran, al-mudifa afwan, right? Shukran, thank you. Afwan is how you respond to the thank you. What are you saying in English? You're welcome, right? No problem. Whoever you, but just know there is one of the response. You can say shukran and afwan. Okay, we're gonna pause here, inshallah. We are officially finished. Anyone wants to leave, they can leave. Any questions, we're gonna answer the questions. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك ونشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت ونستغفرك ونتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
What's the linguistic meaning of afwan?
Afu, afum from pardon. Af and right? Inna Allah, Allahumma innaka afuwun tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anni is from the same word, right? You love pardoning, so pardon me.
Can you repeat what aflilu means?
Huh?
Aflilu.
Who?
Aflilu.
Where is that?
Ufadlilu.
Ufaddilu. Ufaddilu. Prefer, to prefer. Ufaddilu, to prefer. I prefer, sorry. I prefer. I prefer.
Exactly. I got a question.
Go ahead.
Remember how we said آكل اللحم والدجاج والأرز والخبز?
Mm-hmm.
You say آكل لحما ودجاجا وأرزا وخبزا. Is that incorrect?
The meaning gonna be if you say akulu lahman wa dajajan, you're gonna mean I eat a meat, a chicken, and a rice, and a bread. Now the meaning is not incorrect. If it's not incorrect, if what you meant, if you want to tell the person that you ate or you are eating an entire chicken, an entire meat, right? Now with the chicken, you have an entire chicken. Now what is going to mean by when you say an entire rice? Arroz, yeah. With arroz or something. The- yeah. So the context, if you want to say a something, you're going to take out the alif and lam.
So with the L here, it just means general.
Yeah, with the al going to make it general.